Hey guys, today we'll be talking about cutting in panels. This is a final. We did this rough in a couple of months ago. This is a pretty big house, 600 amp service. And we'll be installing breakers today and for the second floor. And I'll be just showing you what kind of breakers there are. If you can look, these are square D breakers. We have regular single pole breakers. Like this is a regular single pole breaker. They're just current interrupters. And this is an arc fold breaker with the white button. And this is an arc fold / GFI breaker. So pretty much if we're for instance, if we're in 2017 code cycle, so these 15 amp breakers we can still put like in a garage, unfinished area. The arc fold breakers, we gotta put them in a living space. So for instance, living room, lighting outlets, bedrooms. Sometimes when there's a small bedroom and there's only like 4 outlets and a switch, we're sharing that circuit for bathroom lighting. If we're having a bathroom lighting and there's gonna be a shower recess, like over the shower recess, if there's a shower recess, then we gotta put arc fold breaker in case if the water penetrates or whatever the case is. And you basically GFI breakers, they're for wet location. So if there is like if you're gonna have a shower on that circuit, shower light, whatever, you gotta put arc fold / GFI breaker. These are pretty expensive. If you're looking at the regular breaker, these are like $7-8 square D. And these bad boys, they're like, with the taxes and everything, they're like $75 a piece. So it's a big jump. So how do you install regular breaker? Regular breaker, if you look at the panel inside of here, for instance, when it's a regular breaker, you put your ground. If it's a main panel, you put your ground and your neutrals right here on the bus bar, on the neutral bus bar, grounding bar. If it's arc fold or arc fold GFI breaker, then what you have to do is still for the circuit put the ground wire on the grounding bar, and your hot wire, black wire, is gonna go on the top screw right here, and the ground wire coming from the room that you're working with, like the home run that comes in, it basically also gotta come on this bottom screw, the white screw. So the home run that comes in the panel from that circuit, they gotta land both here. Hot here, neutral here. And then on the other side right here, on the other side of the breaker, like this breaker is snap-on breaker. It has a, basically once it snaps in to the grounding bar, to the neutral bar right here. And it picks up the neutral from here. Some breakers, they have pigtails, they don't have the clips right here, but you're still gonna need a neutral for your circuit. So some of them, they don't have the bottom screw, they have they don't have this thing, they just have a pigtail like this, and then you gotta terminate on the terminal block. So So I showed you how single pole breakers look. I'll show you how the two pole breakers look. These right here, these are two pole breakers. They're double. So the way they're called two pole breakers because they're using two phases. See, there's two wires coming in from the top for the main. And the way these are the bus bars, they're for each phase. So if you look at the bus bar, this one comes in. I have the main disconnect off. Make sure whenever you work on it, you make sure you fill the main. So this bus bar, one piece comes in from this way, the other piece comes from the opposite direction. So when you put a breaker, they have contacts right here. So pretty much you snap the breaker in like this. You gotta latch the back side and you snap it on the bus bar. Make sure it's nice and level, nice and flat. And what it does, it picks up the power from both sides of the bus bar. And to take it off, you gotta pull from this side out like this. And it has two screws. You put two hots right here. So then it's gonna pick up one hot from one phase, one hot from the other phase, and it makes 240. If you're just using one side, you're gonna be pulling one leg, which is gonna be 120 volt. All right. So now I'm gonna show you how do you put, like this is a master closet. Master closet, it doesn't need to be GFI protected because there is no wet location there. So we can put regular arc bolt because this is also still living space per 2017 code cycle. You gotta put arc bolt breaker. So the way you do it, this one's gonna be longer, so you gotta keep that in mind when you cut the wire. So it's gonna be like this. So you hold it right there and you cut the wire. We're keeping the label right there. And we're cutting the wire so it's gonna be nice and neat. After I use a torque screw gun, whatever, impact, make sure you don't over tighten it. And after I get done with screwing them in, I go with the torque wrench and I put it to spec. You gotta torque them per code. You gotta make sure you remember that. Now, pretty much this goes in first. It snaps on this bar right here. Like this. And you gotta make sure the wire looks nice and neat. Alright, next one says hallway. I know from the hallway, from upstairs, I fed a little water fountain, and that one is water fountain got to be on GFI. I couldn't put a GFI outlet there just because it's gonna be kind of hidden behind and it's not gonna be accessible. When the outlet is not accessible, GFI, it's got to be accessible for a homeowner or whoever is servicing to be able to reset. Well, if it's not gonna be accessible, then we gotta put a GFI breaker in here. Alright. And also, it's still in the living area, so it's gonna be arc bolt and GFI protected. we're making one right here. This. And we have here back bedroom. This right here, it's a small bedroom. We're gonna put a GFI breaker because there's a shower light. So we'll put this. And the reason why I don't put it in first and then try to wire it is just tough to get in there. So usually I strip it first, prepare the wires, and then I cut and then I install it. Take the screws, not completely out, but just a little bit. And I put the wires in. Don't over tighten it. And make sure you torque it after. And this right here is for a car charger. Well, the car chargers, they're not ready yet. They're gonna be 50 amp. It's I gotta bring the breakers in after they install the doors. All right, we have two more circuits right here. It says bathroom and a washer. For a bathroom, 2017 in our county, in our state, they're allowing still installing regular GFI outlets. So in the bathroom GFI, we can put regular breakers. Washer, we can still put regular GFI and regular breaker. And the kitchen outlets GFI, we can still put regular breakers. So that's what we're doing here. So we clip them on with this right here first, and then the contact goes over the, what do you call it, buzz bar, like this. Same thing with the second one, 20 amp, and we have two breakers here. We move these, slide these over. With the regular breakers, you have a lot more speed, so you can actually install the breaker and then terminate the wire. Same thing as this one. And also, like in here, you can see that for AC, we used a Romex, what was it, 6.2, rated for 55 amps. We're using 40 amp breaker because the AC Max, they told us it's gonna be a bigger circuit, but we didn't need it to run that big. So if it's a white wire and you use it to land it, to make it hot, you gotta make sure you identify it. You either use a black tape, red tape, or a Sharpie. I usually use Sharpie or tape, whatever I have on hand. So after I finish with this panel, I'll go and identify it. Alright, we got 4 more circuits. We have guest room, For guest room, there's we can put regular arc hole breaker because there is nothing that is wet location. There is no wet location, or there is no water nearby, whatever. Loft, we can put regular breaker, not regular, but the loft, like a living room, we can put arc hole, regular arc hole. And the front bedroom, we'll put a GFI arc hole, and the same thing with the master. So we're getting two regular, two arc holes and two GFI arc hole breakers. So boom, boom. Loosen the screws. And install the breaker. Same thing with the loft. Cut the wire, strip the wire, and install loosen the wire, loosen the terminals, and install the wire, and tighten the wire. Now installing the breaker. As simple as it gets. That's good. Align it. Alright, master. I believe on master circuit there is a shower light. So if there's a shower light or a light over the shower, we're putting the purple arc hole breaker. Arc hole / GFI breaker. Alright, loosen terminals. Terminal screws. Whatever you want to call it, as long as you make it right. I start making these videos really long and really detailed. I could cut a bunch of stuff out, but I wanted to be a little bit different about these videos. They're kind of raw. I want people to be able to see how long it takes, you know, on average. Like pretty much all the steps. Because there is a lot of nice videos out there, but they skip a bunch of stuff. And I feel like if I want to know, I'd rather watch a whole video and see the whole details. That's just my personal opinion. Like sometimes if you're like troubleshooting something and you want nice and short, straight to the point, that's a different type of video. Like this is, I try to put as much stuff as I can to educate people. obviously you guys gotta realize if you're not electricians, this is just for demonstration purposes. This stuff is dangerous. You can definitely lose your life. So that's just for, mostly these videos, they're like for apprentices. Because master electricians, they don't have to watch this. I mean, they should be, they're really knowledgeable. And this is not for, these videos not for like people that have been in business for a long time. These are like for you guys. And I'm just trying to make this nice and neat using zip ties, wire ties. Okay, 2 more. And I cut the rest of the zip tie off. And these insulation guys, they blew a bunch of insulation, the foam insulation, and it's like all over my wires and back plane and the bottom. It's pretty bad. Alright, now I'm marking the hot wire with the Sharpie. All the way. Just like that. Alright, that's pretty much how you do it. 2 pole breakers, 2 pole breaker, single pole breaker, regular breaker, single pole breaker. The white button, these are the arc pole breakers, single pole. The purple ones, they're arc pole / VO5 breakers, single pole. Single pole means it's only catching one leg, one of these. 2 pole breakers, that means it's catching both of them. And 2 pole breakers, they're producing 240 volts in residential. And single pole, just 110. 2 pole breakers, they're not, you don't need a neutral. 1 pole breaker, you're using a neutral. Alright, also I forgot to show you how do you make knockouts in the panel. So this is the back of the panel. You count how many spaces you're gonna need for the breaker. So for instance, you count how many breakers you have. Spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you do the same thing here. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's enough knockouts. Same thing here. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're gonna have here, you're gonna have 1 less. Yeah. Alright, now let's so that's how it works. Now we gotta identify these breakers, what they're for. So we're gonna take this cover off, and the wires are already marked, so we just gotta pretty much, if this breaker is 1 and 2, you gotta put, like, this is a HVAC breaker, so we're putting HVAC right here straight across 1 and 2, I mean 1 and 3, so 1 and 3 breaker. See, there's 1 mark and 3. So you do the same thing on the schedule. 1 and 3 is gonna be your HVAC. So I'm putting a little dash like this that's covering two breakers, and then put HVAC. Just like this. Eventually, when I mark this all out, I'm gonna make a schedule, like type it up and give it for a customer, so it's gonna be nice and neat. This one is for AC, so I'm putting AC here. And each panel, this panel specifically is for the 2nd floor. So I'm gonna mark it 2nd floor right here. And because every floor has its own AC and its own HVAC. So for instance, the next breaker is a single pole breaker. So it's only gonna take 1 space. So it's breaker 1, breaker 3, breaker 5, 7, it's every other. Because this side is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This side is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So the next breaker is single, and it's for a washer. So I'm putting washer here, just like this. So we got the 2 pole breaker, HVAC, then AC, then we got washer. And that's pretty much how you label them. You're looking at the wire label and you just transfer it to the cover, panel cover.